There can be only one. That's right. Tonight we are talking about the 1986 classic Highlander. I know, not my norm for my channel. You expect me to give you guys the gore, the guts, the macabre. You don't expect me to give you sword slashing and Queen. But this movie was so huge in the 80s. It's one of the very first, I guess you call it, fantasy musicals that I ever did see. It stars Christopher Lambert as Connor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod and Clancy Brown as the Kurgan. And the whole premise of this movie is that immortals have been living amongst humans for eons. As Sean Connery narrates in the open, from the dawn of time they came, moving silently amongst us. And what I love about this movie is its simplicity. Here's the premise. The last remaining immortal will control man's fate. Pretty simple plot. And then you have quite possibly one of the best soundtracks of the 80s, with all your music being done by legendary group Queen. Which, yes, I know, everybody's going to say, oh, but Queen's not your style. Queen's hard, Queen's not hard rock. Queen's not grunge. Queen's not heavy metal. Yes, they are not. But Russell Mulcahy wrote this movie with Queen in mind and knew that if they did the soundtrack for this movie, it would make this movie epic, and he was right. This movie will go down as one of my all-time favorite action movies. Which, again, I know, not my norm for my channel, but you know what? Sometimes you need to take a little step away from the gore. Which, there was heads getting cut off aplenty in this movie, so it's not, it's not short on gore, but it's short on blood. But I digress. If you have not seen Highlander, you are missing one of the 80s true gems. There is so much depth in this movie, and such a simplistic and great story to a awesome soundtrack. And I know everybody's going to say, oh, well, that's an easy pick for you to do because, 99% of the world has heard of Highlander. That may be. But I'm going to tell you this. Knowing about Highlander and being a fan and loving the movie like I do, they are two totally different things. I know that sounds condescending, and I'm not, trust me, I'm not being condescending. I am speaking about a movie that was a huge part of my childhood, just like Jaws was. The only reason I haven't done a Jaws review is because that would really be an hour video, just me sitting there pointing out every little thing that I liked and everything that I didn't like. Which, in Jaws, it is a almost perfect movie, but not quite. But back to Highlander. I wish they would have left it at a standalone movie. Every Highlander after the original was a miserable failure to me, because you didn't have a good villain. As much as you need a great protagonist, you need a great antagonist as well. Anyway, if I'm going to rank Highlander, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's not a perfect movie, but for story, for originality, for score, it's solid all the way across the board. Anyway, I'm Mark. This is me signing off, and I hope y'all catch me on my next review.